Its flag-adorned spires pierce the sky. Its crimson and gold canopy glistens in the sun. Its star-studded ceiling cries out for attention. A pilgrim questing for a religious experience inside this movable structure might be disappointed. Not so the thousands upon thousands who simply want to be engulfed by the spirit of the American circus. Welcome to the newest and most elaborate Cole Brothers Circus Big Top, the vinyl and steel cathedral designed by John W. Pugh. It's the capstone of Pugh's 30 years as a circus owner and the remarkable half-century he spent at first performing, then managing this touring enterprise.
I've been here on this show since 1961. So on shows, I've probably got everybody beat for longevity, at least in one show. And this is probably one of the best-known shows on the Eastern Seaboard. You know, the nickname for this show is the I-95 show because we basically go up and down I-95, and we've carved ourselves a piece of the United States. It doesn't belong to us. I mean, it's open for anybody to take a shot at, but, you know, we've brought a good show in.
Cole Brothers Circus of the Stars plays about 110 cities a year. That's sometimes 3 cities a week. And we open about the middle of March, anywhere from the 15th to the 20th of March, and we run right through to Thanksgiving.
If Johnny Pugh seems consumed by the Circus Big Top, it's understandable. The tent became his primary focus from the time he bought the Clyde Beatty-Cole Brothers Circus at the end of 1981 and, with the financial backing of a partner, took it out for the 1982 season.
The tent was absolutely falling apart. I'd sit out there every morning, you know, we did one-day stands. I'd sit out there and sew on that tent myself, and my hands were just covered in blood every year from just repairing that tent, keeping it together, to holding it together. Show as I was the manager, so I knew how bad everything was. I mean, the equipment, it was in terrible shape, and when we made the deal with FSU, we knew we were buying strictly an excuse to play circus, and we knew that we'd have to renew it. And the following year, we got our first vinyl tent, and it was. That vinyl tent lasted 2 or 3 years, I guess, and we've had tents after that until we've gone to this present design. And I'd say we've probably gone through 30 years. We must have gone through 7 or 8 different tents. You know, I like the old top. It was, you know, it was the traditional American circus, 4 king poles, the 20 reds, 20 blues, 30 reds, and 78 side poles. So it was kind of a bit of a thing to put up, but it was a big tent, and you know, in those days we could seat close to 4,000 in that tent.
And then when he decided to build this tent, which, yes, we all discussed a European type tent to get away from all of those poles, but basically Johnny is the guy that decided to do it because he's the one that paid for everything.
Show it kind of, we'd let it kind of not deteriorate, but it needed a little spit and polish, and we needed a new tent. The leasing company said to me, well, Mr. Pugh, yes, we'll lend you the money for the tent, but you have to put up the same amount in collateral. So I said to him, wait a minute, if I've got to put up the money in collateral, I don't need you. So that's basically what I did, is that I just put up the money for the tent for the company myself. Basically dropped $1 million in the show this year because we needed to upgrade the seating. I mean, trying to get the new grandstands done, the new vinyl for the tent.
The newly designed tent has 6 center poles, or steel masts, and 78 side poles. Its chairs in the reserved sections and its general admissions grandstands comfortably seat 2,000 circus goers. Johnny's attention to detail included even the color of the tent's interior.
And the blue background, which is now everybody in the tent world is doing it since I started it, but it was when I used to work for the film companies down in England at the Pinewood Studios. We used to shoot all the background shots. There was a gigantic screen. It was probably, well, close to 50 feet high, and we shot against a blue background when an actor was doing something that they had to put something in behind him. And if any picture you take inside this tent comes out so well, because the person almost 3Ds against the background.
Working together, Pugh and Bale may be the most knowledgeable, certainly the most hands-on executive management team on any major American circus.
Elvin Bale, who's our Vice President of Operations now. Elvin is not only a talented performer in his day, but has now taken over putting the show together. He books our entire show, directs it for us, and also watches our operations around here.
And that's what we try to do here. We try to make things better. But as they say, two sheepheads are better than one, right? So I think between us, we make a good pair. Johnny's got a lot of experience in the business, and when he puts his mind to it, he can come up with anything. And the thing about him is he spends a lot of time, a lot of waking hours. He wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and his mind is constantly going.
But I wake up, I want to make that setup. I make unless something happens that I have to be somewhere, I'm out there on setup in the mornings. Jaime Ramez is our superintendent. He does a great job.
We usually start about 6 o'clock in the morning. We have probably the best crew in the business. It takes us 5 hours from the beginning to the end to put up the big top, and that's with seating, lighting, everything. It's amazing to see this crew go to work. We have over 50 guys working here. They all do their job. It's an amazing, amazing operation. Cole Brothers Circus is probably one of the heaviest circuses in the country other than Ringling. And Ringling doesn't have a tent, so they really don't compare with us. We have a lot more going here than most circuses and most people imagine. The lighting, the seating, everything is heavy. The back door now, we have a 25-foot back door that is heavy steel. And everything that we do here, it's built to last. And don't forget, all of these seats have to be built. They're not just, we just don't go like that and the seats are there. I gotta tell you what, when you come in here and see these guys working to put all these boards down, hundreds and hundreds of boards, the flooring, we call them Bibles. That's an old-fashioned word, but that's what they're called. It's a tremendous amount of work to put them down.
Today we've got the show almost up to a brand new show. I mean, it's been very expensive, but it's something you can. When I walk on the lot and look at this thing, I say to myself, maybe I'm not going to quit show business. Maybe my wife said, now you've got a new tent. I guess you're going to stay out there for another 10 years. I said, well, I don't know whether 10 years, but I'd like to at least give it a couple more seasons. So I enjoy it out there. It's fun. I love being on the road.
But Johnny Pugh, who once dazzled European and American audiences as a performer, knows what draws people to the circus. And that's the subject of our next story. Reporting from Connecticut, I'm Martha Talburt.
Not to alarm anyone here at Big Top, we have received word by the local police that 2 prisoners have escaped.